Godzilla King of the Monsters has smashed its way into theatres, and with it, the reveals from the trailers are finally here. One such reveal is the other numerous titans that were teased to appear. Although they had limited screen time, this opens up and expands the lore of the Monsterverse just that bit further. And today, I want to explore the titan known as Methuselah, or also dubbed Titanus Methuselah, which was perhaps the most elusive of the new titans. It appeared in the trailers and in the novelization, and very, very briefly at the end of the film in a blink and you'll miss it moment. Yes, it did actually appear at the end of the film, but like I say, if you blinked, you would have missed it. Titanus Methuselah, as the movie is looking to build off of real-world legends, religions, and folklore, the Methuselah name is likely a reference to a biblical figure of the same name. Now, in the Bible, Methuselah was an extremely long-lived man. Methuselah is said to have lived until a reported age of 969. In fact, the longest lived of all biblical figures. Clearly, the giant titan is not based on the human figure. However, the name implies directly that Methuselah could possibly be the longest lived and indeed the oldest of all of the titans. Perhaps one of the very first titans, or from a bygone age beyond that of even Godzilla. When the trailer first released showing Methuselah, many people made mention of this titan possibly being Gamera. Although it is said that this giant does have a shell, that is really where the similarities end. Titanus Methuselah is a quadruped titan, roaming on all fours and not capable, as far as can be ascertained, of going bipedal. He has two opposing style limbs. The forelimbs are claws, and his hind limbs are hooves. An interesting design choice for this titan, and likely a byproduct of him needing to dig slightly before laying to rest somewhere. And his rear legs, of course, having hooves is most certainly an evolutionary trait for ramming power. The monstrous mountain titan has an armoured shell, presumably a protective evolutionary measure from flying titans that would have roamed in ancient times lost to history. On this shell lies a forest. Now, over a period of centuries, this forest has naturally grown. However, interestingly enough, the concept art for Methuselah does indeed show the creature with trees on its back, which could either be a form of camouflage the creature has developed, when required, tucking itself into its shell and merely becoming a mountain to the unsuspecting flying titans above, or they are genuinely trees that have now grown out of the various mounds of earth that would have deposited over the creature as it lay in hibernation, dormant across the years. Facially, Titanus Methuselah resembles something more prehistoric than its titan brethren. Something more primordial, something more hellish, with its large, piercing white eyes, huge horns growing down from the top of its head and curling towards its mouth, where razor-sharp teeth sit. This titan is absolutely the most menacing of the original Monsterverse titans that were designed for the latest film. It resembles something much more like a demon than a creature. Guys, if you are enjoying this explained video, then please do hit subscribe, make sure to give this video a like and share it. Now, although he featured to a limited degree in the movie, literally seconds of screen time, Titanus Methuselah is actually expanded upon further in the movie's official novelization, which explains that actually the Titan hasn't always been in hibernation in that one spot. As the creature rises from his slumber, the novelization describes him as the following. She turned and saw the mountain was standing up on 4 immense legs. It had a face and horns like a bull from some ancient hell. And as she watched, it put one ponderous limb forwards, and then another. The forest growing on its rocky back shivered and shook with each step. Now in universe, Monarch had constructed Outpost 67 in Munich, Germany, to contain and monitor this Titan. And interestingly enough, due to the local legend, the Titan has only been there since the Middle Ages. There was once a village full of life, brimming and bustling. One member of the village had left, off on his travels, and then, upon returning, the village was gone, destroyed, decimated, who knows? Because where the village was, on a flat plain of grassland, now a mountain stood in its place, complete with forestry and lush life. So it can be assumed that actually, this Titan was either awoken in the Middle Ages due to some form of human interaction, or maybe another Titan, maybe even Godzilla. Whatever it was that woke Methuselah in the Middle Ages, this is where he travelled to, and this is where he would sleep. Until of course King Ghidorah would call to arms all of his newfound pack. Although a destructive Titan under Ghidorah's call, Methuselah is later seen submitting. Once Godzilla is crowned the king of the monsters, Methuselah bows, following in Rodan's stead. Where the Titan would go next isn't expanded upon. However, among the many clippings from the end credits, we do learn that the Titans are now converging upon Skull Island, due to activity that is occurring under the island and likely within the Hollow Earth. It's more than likely that Methuselah is heading towards the island as well, after submitting to Godzilla. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Titanus Methuselah explained. Is this an addition to the Monsterverse that you liked, or did you find the design lacking? Personally, when the first trailer dropped with Methuselah in it, I absolutely loved the design. Obviously it was so limited, what we could see was so far from anything detailed. We did know, obviously, the sheer size of this monster. It was absolutely staggeringly big. And in terms of the cinematography that was set up surrounding this creature in that one shot, it really did blow me away. Absolutely blew me away. This is a Titan which, in terms of its design, it is, in my eyes, one of the more interesting design choices out there. We of course have the fact that it has an incredibly rocky, mountainous shell with what can appear to be jaggedy, bony growths jutting from it. And the fact that it is implied that either the Titan can grow trees out of its back in terms of either spines or, again, more kind of spikes, or the fact that it is actually able to grow trees on its shell is a really, really interesting turn of events. It's one of those things that really does connect it to the Monsterverse in a much deeper way. This is a Titan which can quite literally give life where it sits, where it slumbers, which is really, really intriguing and really, really interesting. It connects itself closer to humanity, in my eyes, than the other Titans do. Even potentially to the point of rivaling Kong and Godzilla for its connection to humanity, or at the very least its possible connection to humanity. It really is a shame that it only appeared in a very brief blink and you'll miss it moment. A lot of people have actually missed the fact that Methuselah was at the end of the film, which really, really is a shame because it's one of the more interesting designs, and I think if it had been revealed just that little bit more, I think then a lot of people would have been really, really happy, especially considering it featured so prominently in the trailers. So anyway though, I would really, really love to hear your thoughts on this down below in the comments section. I did try to make this, again, one of the most comprehensive explained videos on Titanus Methuselah that you will find on the internet. And if you thought so, please do give it a like and a share, because that will really help me out, it will help the video out, and it will also help the channel out. And it tells me that you want to see more of my explained videos again, because I have taken a big hiatus from doing them. So please do let me know. Anyway guys, I've been Mr. H. Take care.